Oh yeah, she's that country girl who overcame the stigma that Southern women are barefoot, backwoods, and backwards. Now she's an articulate voice for conservative values and wisdom in America. Sitting on her front porch, sharing common sense, here's Marnie.
So Daddy and I are going to talk about 5 things that he sees different since, say, when I was born. I was born in 66, so I'm 53, and he's seen a lot of changes in his lifetime. And so one of the things that you talked about was the debt, right?
Yeah, the national debt skyrocketed.
So the year Daddy was born, 1932, the debt was $16 billion. That was 18% of the GDP. Today, it is $21 trillion, and it's 105% of the GDP. Which, why does it matter that we got national debt?
Well, the national debt is really putting your kids and grandkids in slavery. They owe all that money, They owe the debt. You're really putting your kids in slavery, I think. So they're gonna have that's gonna come out of their checks, all their life,
Eventually, that's got to be paid to
Yeah,
somebody. There's bankers on the other side of that, right?
Yeah, it's going to be paid one way or another.
Foreign powers on the other side of that, right?
Yeah.
Somebody's going to call
the
check in one day.
Yeah.
Okay, and we talked about the family, right?
Yeah.
What do you see different, say, from when I was born to now?
I think the main thing would be getting the father out of the home. I think the enemy or our enemies have created ways that would cause the husband to leave the family.
And that destabilizes the economy.
That's caused a lot of problems.
And not just the economy, but just the morality
Right.
of homes and everything, right, in the country. What did they say? Like in 1966, the hospital bill for Mama having me was about $147, and
that was for, 2 or 3 days in the hospital, and the doctor bill and everything.
Right.
It was 100 something, yeah.
Did you know anybody that had health insurance at all?
I didn't know anybody that had health insurance.
Okay.
At that time, they were talking about how high the health care was, that we need to get the government into it.
Okay. We need the government involved in health care. It's $147 to have a baby, and we need the government. And now, look at it. Yeah, crazy. Okay. You're big on, land and everything. You believe in taking care of the environment as much as anybody, right? But what do you think they're doing with the environmentalism that's kind of...
I think they're using that as a weapon. They're creating a lot of laws to take property, to take wealth from the American citizens, and they're calling it environmentalism.
So even like on our property, we got a creek down here. What's the deal with that?
There's a law that for so many feet from that creek, it doesn't belong to you. The government decides what will be done. I forget the name of it.
That's a UN law too, isn't it? I mean, that's a global law.
Yeah, that's right.
That's another problem. We're getting laws that are
not U.S. laws. That's right. That's a UN law.
Right. So they can just come in and take our property if they.
Yeah.
So it could be weaponized against us. Like if they ever want to try to take our property in any way, then they can just come up with an environmental reason.
Yeah. What they call that where for a little bit of water on your land, it's
wetland.
Yeah, wetland. So they got made a bunch of laws for wetlands.
So what's your thoughts on entitlement? Do you think people feel more entitled today? Or?
Well, they say they're entitled to a lot of things. I don't think you're really entitled to anything that you don't get for yourself. I don't believe that. Most people didn't believe that when I was a kid, but now it's changed, Now they make speeches and bragging about this is an entitlement.
Yeah, there's a lot more rights, supposedly.
Yeah.
It was really simple back in the Founding Fathers' Day when it is life, liberty, pursuit of happiness. Now it's cell phone. Today, there's kind of this social censorship going on where if you say something on social media or television or wherever that people don't like, or that's not with the program, it's not politically correct.
You got people searching for that.
Yeah, they're looking for that.
Yeah. And if you said it 10 years ago, it might be, they can use it. If you said something, they might use that to take your job.
Right. So would they have taken your job in the 60s?
No way that would have happened. No. That's completely opposite.
Right. I mean, you could say anything back then, pretty much, right?
Yeah. Except for inciting a riot. If you said we need to go burn down the so and so, that they could do.
Okay. Well, that's fair enough, right?
Yeah.
We were talking about abortion too, right? But abortion's definitely, I mean, it's gone crazy, right?
That's an attack, definitely an attack on the family. If you kill off 3 or 4 of the offspring, you're attacking that family.
Right. We talked about prayer in school and taking the Bible out and 10 Commandments out. It was 1962 and 63 they took the prayer and Bible study out of the school. In 1980 they made it where you couldn't have the 10 Commandments in a school. Do you think those have an impact on what's happening with our morality?
Something is.
Something is. There's definitely a correlation. Here's a thought, and I just wanted to throw this out for you to think about, is I've had people tell me, well, all this stuff happened all before. There was all this immorality or these different lifestyles or all this other stuff, but everybody's too scared to talk about it. So, it was still going on. And they try to act like it was equally as rampant then as it is now.
No, I don't believe that. No, I just don't believe that at all. And there's people actually working for these things. Like there's people working and protesting and picketing for more abortions, I think it's a conscious effort to do that. So.
Yeah. And well, really, it's a law, almost like a universal law. Whatever you give your attention to grows. Whatever you feed grows. They're feeding this stuff. People who never would even have considered it.
And there's a lot of money involved in it.
Yeah, attention and money and media coverage, and I mean, only a fool would think that hasn't grown with all the attention that's been given to it.
Yeah.
I mean,
and you got the numbers too.
Yeah. I mean,
showed how much abortion's grown.
I mean, would somebody in the 60s, well, maybe 60s, but 50s, would it be their first go-to to abort their child if they got pregnant? It wouldn't have been the first thing they thought of, or
no.
Would they even wanted to? I mean, do you think the bulk of people would have?
I don't know that a lot of people may not want to now. They seem like there's people talking and encouraging them to do that. They're saying things that put a fear into them about what it's going to cost, and
how it's going to inconvenience them or make their lives worse.
Yeah.
I saw something the other day where they were saying, well, if I give birth to this child, it'll end up in the foster care system and it'll have a horrible life, and they're just like painting this horrible angle for it when there's people that are just clamoring to have children that want them and are
like to adopt them.
Yeah, they can't get them because it's outrageously priced, and it's crazy.